Do you think you can outrun a bounty hunter? Because I think we've watched a couple movies recently where people have tried and failed.
Actually, I've thought a lot about it. I think I could really go off the grid. I think in this situation, for the movie we're talking about today, I just sit there watching it the entire time and I'm just like, leave, just go, just get out of it. Like he stays too close. He's hiding in motels. He's putting them like, just drive
First of all, why would you not check for a tracker?
I mean, that also very true. Like get the money in a different bag, spread it out, hide it in different places. Like you gotta get away. And there's a lot of bad decisions made. So yes, I do believe.
You think it's specifically
now
this bounty hunter or can any bounty hunter?
Anton Chigurh, probably not. If it's on foot, if you truly by outrun a bounty hunter, if you truly mean I get like a 20-step head start and I got to outrun, probably not.
Well, no one's just running away from their bounty hunter.
Well, I'm just clarifying.
Like, they kind of are, but like...
Dog, have you seen the show?
That's fair.
There's a lot of running on foot, and if that man was chasing me, I'm going to be honest, I think I would probably just stop running.
Fair enough. Well, today they don't outrun the bounty hunter.
No,
and
sadly.
Today we are talking about No Country for Old Men. This is MK300. I'm Mina.
And I'm Korbin.
And we are tackling our watch list of 300 specially curated movies one at a time and talking about them.
Let me ask you something. What's the most you ever lost in a coin toss?
Well, look, I need to know what I stand to win.
Everything. Just call it friendo.
Willin, what's in the satchel?
It's full of money.
He's just a guy who happened to find that money.
I got a bad feeling, Llewellyn.
It's a mess, ain't it, Sheriff?
If it ain't, it'll do till the mess gets here.
I'm looking for Llewellyn Moss.
You go up to his trailer.
Yes.
Do you want to leave a message?
Yes.
If I don't come back, you tell Mother I love her.
Your mother's dead.
Well, then I'll tell her myself.
Got a loose cannon here.
You think this boy Moss has got any notion of the sorts that are hunting him?
Today, like Amina said, we're talking about No Country for Old Men, the 2007 film, 2008 Best Picture winner, written, directed, produced, and edited by Joel and Ethan Coen, based on the 2005 Cormac McCarthy novel. Cormac McCarthy novel of the same name. Like I said, it won Best Picture over There Will Be Blood, a movie we covered a couple weeks ago.
Rightfully so.
And it follows three main characters. Llewellyn Moss, played by Josh Brolin, a Vietnam War veteran and welder who stumbles upon a large sum of money in the desert. Anton Chigurh, played by Javier Bardem, a hitman who is sent to recover that very same money. And Ed Tom Bell, played by Tommy Lee Jones, a old sheriff investigating the crime.
Do you think Tommy Lee Jones specified he needed 3 names in his character name?
Yeah, I think he probably, like, before Cormac McCarthy wrote the novel, he was probably like, hey, I have a feeling
I'll play this role. You should.
They're going to do their very first novel adaptation of, and I'm going to be in it.
If ever there's a man that knows,
3
it's
names.
him.
3 names. I mean, he's all over it. This movie's on my list. I mean, Men in Black, he does time travel, so.
See? I'm saying.
And you know who plays young? He actually doesn't time travel, for the record. Everybody else time travels. But young Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black 3 is played by Josh Brolin.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Josh Brolin plays young Tommy Lee Jones in the 1960s.
A bad guy.
No. I don't question me on my Men in Black 3 knowledge. I've seen I saw that movie in theaters. Men in Black 3.
Oh, so you're just speaking simply from back when it came out.
But no,
in theaters?
they were in this movie together. There he is, Tommy Lee Jones and Josh Brolin on the cover of Men in Black 3 as we're looking at it right now.
Excuse me.
But no, they were in this movie together in 2007, and then 5 years later, he
I'll
played
be
young
damned.
Agent K. Got to, really embody him. So we learned a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, I apologize for questioning you there. I misremembered that movie.
Not on my MIB knowledge on the next one.
Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about that No Country, There Will Be Blood battle. Now that we've seen both movies, we'll start there. Which one's better?
If anyone remembers how I felt about There Will Be Blood, I'm gonna pick No Country for Old Men being better.
Rightful winner, you think?
I think it's the rightful winner. As I was watching it, I didn't know which one had won because I never remember these things. I know you told me, but it didn't matter. And I just kept thinking, if this lost to There Will Be Blood, I will be so pissed.
It won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, like I said.
Javier
And
won something, didn't he?
Also premiered at Cannes. Yes, I believe Javier won Best Supporting Actor. I think I like There Will Be Blood better. They do both have some similarities in their themes, but they're most similar in their settings. They were filmed very close to each other. I think we talked about it maybe in There Will Be Blood or maybe off about how like when they did the big explosion oil rig scene in There Will Be Blood, it sent smoke and fire into the air for miles, and they had to shut down filming of No Country that was just like just a couple miles away.
That's annoying.
And they had to wait for everything to clear out. So these two films are going to always, be very connected. So it makes sense that we knocked him out early. I'm glad you enjoyed this one better than No Country or than There Will Be Blood.
I think this in general follows a storyline that's a little more interesting to me. I'm into true crime, and this is
Absolutely
definitely more along that storyline. I was tense the entire movie, which is nothing against the movie. I liked the movie, but I did not like feeling my back hurt afterwards because I was so tense.
I mean, it's beyond being it's not really a Western. It's like a pure genre thriller. It's a chase movie at its core. It's, the hunter versus the hunted. Like you said, the hunted does not survive to the end of this movie.
I will say the only thing that made me not as scared the entire time was just talking shit about Javier Bardem's hair in this movie.
It's so iconic.
Not a look for him.
But the
I
hair is
hope
bad.
he never does that again. It
is
works for the
menacing.
character. It works for the character, but does not work for Javier Bardem.
You, I'm sure, had heard about this performance. And maybe even had seen some
I'd
of the
seen
scenes
I knew what he
before.
looked like in it.
So now did the mythology of it live up to seeing it?
I guess. I mean, I don't really remember hearing anything about it. I just remember seeing pictures and being like, what the hell movie is this? And then moving on,
I remember sitting next to you when we were watching it, and you're just like, what is happening? What is happening? And then he has that strange compressed air gun.
That was the craziest.
That is just so startling the first time it gets used because it just kills the person so quickly, but it is so quiet and effective. And that weapon is one of the most interesting parts about this movie.
I was shook.
What where do you see something like that? And
you don't.
So unique.
I thought it was cool. I was like, that it tells you everything about this character. He's
an efficient killer.
They are so professional, and I've done this for so long that they have something that gets them in and out and makes people assume it's something other than what it is. Mm-hmm. I feel like I know everything I need to know about this guy, and it means I don't ever want to run into him.
It's some creepy, almost spy, gang shit. But then at the same time, it's kind of like a modified piece of farm equipment.
Yeah,
it's got that country western feel to it as well. I mean, this guy, the movie very much is about chance versus choice. You've got Josh Brolin's character chancing upon the money and then making the choice to take it and run away and everything that follows from there. How much is this predetermined? Once he takes that money, is his outcome set from that moment forward? And then, like you said, the flipping of the coin from Anton Chigurh, You can make this choice, pick heads or tails, but at the end of the day, how much choice do you really have in your life being ended?
That was a very Harvey Dent Two-Face moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
The Dark Knight.
I've watched
Came out a year
this.
before. Who did it first?
Question as old as time. I feel like this is the classic movie where you're just yelling at the screen the whole time. Like, you're a moron. Why would you, like you said at the top, like, why are you not running? And I said, why would you not check for a tracker? Like, there's just so many points where you're like, this is so, you could be making such a better decision right now and you're not. And it's just like infuriating, but also so entertaining and good.
Yeah. And it's one of those movies where it reminds me a lot of like some Safdie brothers movies like Uncut Gems and Good Time, where it's like you see this character just digging themselves into a hole and you know it's going to end badly. Like you just know there's no way, like as the audience member, but you're hoping, like there's a little glimmer of hope there, and then inevitably it all falls apart. I think something that is interesting about this movie is because it's about these three characters, the Brolin story ends kind of just like abruptly, and then you still have like 20 minutes left in the movie. That's something, especially on the first watch, and even the second time around, I don't really love as much, as about how just like these dudes show up and just like shoot him in his motel and leave, and there's no resolution. And I get why they do that, but for a character that you're so close with for the whole movie,
I guess I hear what
you
you're
don't even
saying.
see him die.
No, I know, which I like. I think that's really interesting because his, like, while Josh Brolin himself ends there, like his character's arc, like storyline doesn't end because his woman is still out there, and that's how they end with that. And like, if we're trying to make this realistic and like what would happen or whatever, that made so much sense to me that would be the end of that storyline. Yes. And I liked it.
The
but
rest
I see
of
what you're saying.
For sure.
I thought the casting was really well done.
Oh yeah.
Like this was just a phenomenal cast.
I mean, the lead three are great, but then, you know, you got Woody Harrelson showing up.
I love Woody Harrelson.
Just the great scene is in the office, pulling some strings, talking shit, wearing a cowboy hat, doing what Woody Harrelson does best.
I just love him so much. I didn't know he was in it, so when he popped up, I was just like, this is perfect. Thank you for this.
This guy, Garrett Dillahunt, that plays Wendell, which is like he's a TV actor that's the dumb cop that Tommy Lee Jones talked to. I think he's great. Even the guy in the gas station, Gene Jones, this character actor, who I think has worked with the Coens quite a bit on some different films. In that scene where it's just Sugar and him, and he's playing that so well. Just like
so good.
Well, what's going on? Like, you know, and Sugar's dead eye staring at him. It's terrible.
I really liked it. I think the Tommy Lee Jones talking to the kind of dumb deputy was really making me think of Fargo.
Yeah, it's definitely got those elements. This movie feels like a culmination of a lot of their work, for sure. Is this a good date movie?
I think so. I kind of think it falls in line with like how horror movies are good date movies. Like it's gonna keep people close. Oh yeah, like that.
You get a little scared when he's chasing them through the night, firing the like bullets through car doors, and they're using like the rear view mirrors and the side view mirrors to hunt each other. You gotta pull your partner in close.
I think it like leads to fun questions like, can you survive this? How would you handle the situation?
Would you run from a bounty hunter?
Pretty good would you rathers.
If this happens to one of us, let's go together.
No, I'm leaving you.
Hey, we saw how that worked out. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the episode. You can follow the rest of our happenings over here at Cody and Corbin Have a Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Cat Podcasts, KHAPODCAST. Please follow us on Spotify, give us a rating, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow along for more.